So what requirements are there if you want to get a commercial loan? Well, there's definitely a difference between residential and commercial loans. With residential, you can get regular investment loans for 1 to 4 unit properties pretty easily, but you're just going to have the income from your job as well as the income accounted from the rental. And you can have up to 10 of those. But once you reach that threshold, or you want to buy 5 units or more, you have to get a commercial loan. And how is that factored? Well, the banks are actually looking at the property and your overall net worth rather than your job income the way they do with a residential investment loan. So what banks are going to look at is what's called a debt service coverage ratio, which means basically the property needs to make more money than it's going to cost you to service all the expenses as well as the debt on the property. So that is usually required to be a 1.25, meaning it needs to have 25% more in cash generated than the expenses, including the mortgage and interest payments. So the lenders can also look at what's called a global debt service coverage ratio, which means if you have other investments, maybe the one you're buying is not quite cash flowing enough, but you have lots of other ones to back it up with additional cash flow, and the banks will take that into account as well as your overall net worth. So if you own a lot of property, have other passive income from other investments, even if you don't have a job, they're looking at the overall income that you have coming in the door and the value of all your investments. Just keep in mind that almost all banks require a personal guarantee, which means that you are going to stand by that loan with all the other income and all the other expenses that you have, which is why banks look at a global debt coverage ratio as well as specific to the property. Now, there's a few exclusions like CMBS loans that don't require a personal guarantee, but they're much stricter underwriting. They're not for beginning investors, and they usually will have a much higher down payment requirement because they want to make sure that the property has excess cash flow above the expenses. So keep those things in mind as you look for a commercial loan. And if this brought you some value, please like and